"Oh God, what's happening to me?" Those were the terrifying last words my wife spoke just before I found her, slumped over in the corner of our bathtub. She was just 41 years old, in the prime of her life with everything to live for. Her scream echoed in the hallway, and then there was a deathly silence. What happened next is very personal and painful for me to tell, yet it led to a doctor from a faraway country and the discovery of an Eastern medicine protocol so powerful it would save my 41-year-old wife from a lifetime of dangerous drugs and the constant threat of type 2 diabetes and cancer, while causing her to suddenly drop 34 pounds of deadly belly fat, leaving our family doctor stunned and amazed. It's true, 34 pounds of pure belly fat going from this to this, while simultaneously reversing the symptoms of hormone imbalance that had ravaged her body, leading to hair loss, low sex drive, insomnia, low energy, and relentless weight gain, especially around her belly. And that's not all. Janet's friend Tim followed the exact same protocol, and he lost a whopping 103 pounds of stubborn belly fat in just over 3 months, going from this to this, while restoring his testosterone, reversing the painful symptoms of arthritis, and permanently eliminating all frustration he had about his weight. The reason you haven't heard about this is simple. It's not a drug or a pill. It's not a new type of diet. And it's not a new workout. It's a brand new, all-natural, fast-acting, organic protocol, making it impossible for greedy drug companies to patent and profit from. This simple, all-natural Eastern medicine protocol takes just minutes to do and delivers a total body transformation with results you can see and feel in just one single day. It protects against heart attacks and type 2 diabetes while reversing and erasing any sign of weight or age-related health issues, helping you lose as much as 100 pounds of stubborn fat while restoring your energy, vitality, and even your sex drive. This is shocking to hear. However, in the next 3 minutes, you're also going to discover the 5 hidden signs that will immediately tell you if you have a hormone balance issue, especially if you are carrying more than 5 or 10 pounds of stubborn body fat. Any one of these little-known signs could be a warning of something more serious, so stay with my story until the end, so you can find out what these signs are and what you must do if you have one. Before discovering this new breakthrough, my wife Janet had no idea how a surprisingly simple exercise that takes less than 3 minutes and performed in your bed can help reset hormones and melt away pounds of stubborn belly fat, and could have saved her from the pain and suffering she endured. I will show exactly how you can perform this powerful exercise in just a minute, so you can do it tonight before you go to sleep. I must urge you to take immediate action, because you're about to discover how a broken hormone signal missed by modern medicine is causing you to gain pounds and inches of stubborn fat while putting you at risk for sudden heart attack, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes, and how you can reverse and repair this hidden hormonal defect without drugs, restrictive diets, or strenuous exercise. Janet had been struggling with her belly fat and other symptoms for months, despite having tried prescription drugs, exercise classes, workout gadgets, and every diet known to man. Yet it was a horrifying moment in the shower that led her to discover a brilliant Eastern medicine doctor whose unusual advice would uncover the truth and change her life forever. This shockingly effective, fast and simple protocol will have you looking and feeling literally decades younger, and can be done in the comfort of your own home without the use of drugs or prescriptions of any kind. Best of all, this will work for you and any woman or man over the age of 35 who is concerned about aging hormones, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and declining energy levels, and absolutely must lose those stubborn pounds of dangerous fat gathering around your belly, hips, lower back, or thighs. And I promise you this, if you pay careful attention in the next few minutes, learn this 3-minute protocol, and do exactly what I say, you will quickly reset your hormones, shrink your stubborn fat cells, boost your metabolism, reduce your risk of deadly disease, and turn back your aging clock without exercise or even willpower. This never-before-seen 3-minute hormone protocol can easily be performed by anyone of any age. This does not require you to starve yourself or go days without food or your favorite treats. You won't need to perform any strenuous workouts either. All by using this powerful scientific discovery to do one simple protocol that resets your hormones, causing fat cells to open up and shrink almost instantly. Best of all, this inexpensive, all-natural, organic 3-minute protocol will work for you and any woman or man over the age of 40 who suffers from stubborn fat and must lose 10, 20, 30, even 50 pounds or more. In fact, this protocol works even better for women and men who are over age 40 due to the specific hormonal changes that are happening in your body right now. But the number one thing you're going to love the most is how easy and simple this 3-minute protocol truly is. You'll be astonished by how something so simple can be so effective, especially when you try it as soon as tonight. If you think you can guess what the secret is, guess again. You won't find this protocol in any diet books, magazines, or even medical journals. Because this 3-minute hormone reset that melts away even the most stubborn trouble spots, reverses type 2 diabetes, protects against heart disease, resets hormones, and can easily be done by any woman or man of any age or fitness level, was discovered only after my wife went through the biggest nightmare of our lives. Something nobody should have to endure, all because of 4 little words that tore our world apart.
I'm sorry. You will never conceive.
Those 4 words cut like a knife through my wife's heart, dropping her to her knees with a sickening thump. Just 4 words was all it took to nearly destroy our marriage and almost led my beautiful, amazing wife to do the unthinkable and take her own life. Just 4 words made everything my wife had been through come crashing down on us with an avalanche of emotions. Having a baby had been my wife's dream for so long as I've known her. There was nothing in the world she wanted more than have a child of her own, to love, to nurture, to create a family. The weight of this loss simply crushed her. It all started just a few months earlier when my wife began experiencing these very unusual hormone imbalance symptoms you need to be aware of. First, she started having trouble sleeping and low energy throughout the day. Next came the irregular periods and oily skin. Then it was the pockets of fat that seemed to appear overnight and increase no matter how healthy she ate or how often she worked out. The weight gain was relentless, yet the final straw was a morning I will never forget. My wife was in the shower when I heard her scream at the top of her lungs. I ran upstairs to the bathroom, only to find her slumped in the corner, crying, while holding a clump of her beautiful long blonde hair that had fallen out. "What's happening to me?" she cried, her tears mixing with the water streaming down her face. That night I held her in my arms and promised we would find the answer. To be honest, I was scared. I had never seen her like this before, worried, anxious, and so helpless. I calmed her down the best I could, and after an hour, she fell asleep. I tossed and turned, thinking she was my wife, my life partner, and the woman I promised to take care of the rest of my life. Seeing her like this broke my heart, and it was terrifying watching her quickly becoming a shadow of her former self. Just a short while ago, she was so active, and her body was like that of a fit 20-year-old. Her eyes sparkled when she laughed. She loved to dance, and what I loved most was how full of joy she was every day. That's what made me fall in love with her in the first place. And all those wonderful things were slipping away right before my eyes. In the weeks and months that followed, I watched in horror as my wife's condition worsened and she fell into a pit of despair and depression. Her symptoms grew more severe, and she gained a little more weight with each passing day until she was carrying 172 pounds, up from 135, with no signs of slowing down. She began wearing baggy sweaters and track pants and never left the house. Her usual upbeat personality had given way to anger and bitterness. She had given up. In just a few short months, my beautiful, loving wife had become someone I barely recognized. All of this was taking a toll on our relationship. She hated her reflection in the mirror, and this translated into a complete shutdown of our love life. The pounds kept piling on and the distance between us increased until one day it all came to a head. Sitting in the doctor's office early one morning, my wife blurted out, "Why don't you just leave if you're so unhappy?" I just sighed and said, "Let's talk about this later," and looked over at the doctor as he flipped over the pages of my wife's recent test results. Our eyes met for a moment. I could tell he had some bad news. He took a deep breath and said,
"Janet, I'm afraid to say the results from your tests are not good. Your blood work shows your fasted blood sugar level is over 200, putting you at severe risk of type 2 diabetes. Your blood pressure is over 150, putting you at an increased risk for heart attack and stroke. There is something else. We ran a hormone panel test and several levels are way out of normal range. And this is the reason why you can't get pregnant. Your estrogen levels are very high, and your T4 thyroid levels are very low. When estrogen is high, your chances of conceiving are reduced dramatically. Plus, you gain fat, especially around your middle, including your belly. When your thyroid levels are too low, your metabolism will be non-existent, making weight loss next to impossible.
My wife was visibly shaken, and then came the really bad news.
I have to warn you, these results are putting you at serious risk for cancer. It's important you do something now to get your weight and hormones under control. I'm afraid you are going to need to start taking medications to get these hormones back into a normal range.
These words hit us both like a ton of bricks, but the look on my wife's face was of pure devastation. In the past 8 years, she had lost her mother and older sister to cancer, and now she could be next. Driving home that afternoon, my wife and I decided we needed to do some more research and get a second opinion. We knew these drugs came with side effects, and once you started, you were pretty much on them for life. We needed to know if there was any other method that could help her lose this dangerous fat and fix the hormone balance problem that was putting her at risk for early death. The next month proceeded to be the worst month of my wife's life. Every morning she would look in the mirror, weigh herself and break out into tears, thinking if she would ever be able to have children, to live long enough to see them grow up, finish school, or get married one day. These thoughts devastated her. She had done everything they told her to do. She ate a healthy diet, she didn't smoke, she even exercised whenever she could find the time, yet the weight gain was relentless. None of her clothes fit anymore. Her belly, waist, and hips were getting much larger with each passing week as she tried to diet the weight off. Nothing worked, and with each passing day she became more frustrated, angry, and depressed. Have you ever felt this way about your body? I can imagine what you're going through. You see, it's not your fault. Just like you, my wife was blindsided by her hormones. Turns out, this is the exact same problem you and most other women and men over 40 are suffering from. Hormones make losing fat next to impossible once you're past age 40, and following the usual advice from popular fitness experts, diet programs, and online gurus never works. Thankfully, we discovered one simple 3-minute solution that melts up to a pound of stubborn fat per day, and I'm going to show it to you today. I don't want you to go through what my wife and I went through. So let me tell you about the pivotal moment that changed everything and how the Trouble Spot Fat Loss Method came to be. It was 2:30 in the afternoon. I was driving home after dropping my wife at her doctor's appointment for some more tests. I made that drive so often I could practically do it in my sleep. Except on this day, something would slam me back to reality. About halfway home, I was approaching an intersection. As I was about to enter, I could see a young mom with her baby carriage waiting for the light to change so she could cross. The light turned yellow. As I slowed down, our eyes met as she waited for her chance to cross the street safely. Just as I came to a stop, a car slammed into me from behind, sending my car flying into the intersection. The car hit with such force my ears were ringing. I frantically whipped my head back to make sure the woman with her baby carriage was okay. At that moment, the worst pain shot through my neck and head, and the ringing in my ears got worse. I stumbled out of the car and looked up to see the woman and her baby safe at the side of the road. "Thank God you're okay," I shouted, as I struggled to turn my head back to see what was left of my car. Thankfully, the damage to the car wasn't too bad. I exchanged details with the other driver and headed back home. I was happy to be alive, yet that night I was restless. The pain was making it near impossible to sleep, and even the smallest movements sent zingers of pain down my neck and arms. As the night wore on, the pain in my neck grew worse and I was having a hard time turning my head. The next day, I booked an appointment to get some acupuncture and massage for my neck to see if that would loosen things up and bring some much-needed relief. I had done this dozens of times before because my neck tends to tighten up, especially when I'm under stress. Yet what I was about to discover would change my wife's life forever. I had been seeing Dr. Lee, a Chinese medicine doctor, for the past couple months, and he knew my body well. So when he took one look at me that day, he could see there was more bothering me than just my neck. I proceeded to tell him the whole story about my wife and the hell we were going through. The hormone test results, sleepless nights, blood sugar issues, inability to conceive, and the relentless weight gain. He then told me something I'd never heard before and would lead me to discover the simple solution that would save my wife and the lives of many others. He brought out an old, worn-out looking book that had a picture of the human body, except it was covered with dots and arrows pointing to different body parts. Dr. Lee then said something I would never forget. This is a hormone map of the human body. Just like the scene of a crime, the body leaves clues if you know where to look. These clues can tell you what's wrong on the inside if you know what to look for on the outside. He then asked me about my wife's symptoms and where she stored body fat. When I told him her symptoms and how she struggled to lose fat from her belly and hips, he knew immediately she was suffering from a cortisol hormone imbalance and high estrogen levels. He also said her thyroid was likely low, and these hidden hormone issues were the cause of her weight problems and infertility. Dr. Lee said he had discovered a simple trick for fixing hormone imbalance problems and rapid, sustainable weight loss. He taught this method back east, yet this method was not known to doctors and other practitioners here in the West. He said the patients who use this trick typically lose between 25 and 30 pounds each month while restoring hormones back to their normal levels. I was blown away. How could this man, who had never met my wife before, know exactly what was wrong with her just by the shape of her body? I told Dr. Lee I wanted to hire him immediately to treat my wife. He agreed to teach us this method only because he knew it would help my wife, and only if we promised to help others with it. But there were two big problems. First, at a cost of almost $2,000, we were going to have to borrow from our family to pay for it. The second problem was even worse. Dr. Lee was leaving to return east the following week. If we wanted him to treat my wife, it had to happen fast. So for the next 3 days, my wife and I met with Dr. Lee. During this time, I took pages of notes, and he shared information from his book and his simple method for balancing hormones and shrinking fat cells. He revealed the method he used to help his patients lose pounds and inches of belly fat and fix hormone imbalance issues using a simple hormone balancing drink recipe. There are 4 different recipes in total, and he prescribed the correct one based on where you carry your body fat. This method takes just 3 minutes to do and is very simple. If you have belly fat, use the cortisol reset protocol. For butt and thigh fat, use the estrogen reset protocol. For back fat, use the thyroid reset protocol. For male chest and love handle fat, use the testosterone reset protocol. It's that easy. Dr. Lee said these trouble spots are particularly sensitive to hormone imbalance and can be next to impossible to lose no matter how hard you diet or exercise. Each hormone balancing recipe was surprisingly simple to make using ingredients that could be found in any grocery store. I was blown away when I saw how quick and easy it is to fix your hormone imbalance issues and shrink your trouble spots using just 1 serving of this delicious recipe. Dr. Lee also explained how important it was to increase blood flow to your problem areas. He said that your blood was like a messenger, transporting your fat-burning hormones to your fat cells and forcing them to shrink. To do this, he outlined a very simple breathing exercise that increases your fat-burning hormones while shutting off your fat-storing hormones. Best of all, this easy exercise took just 2 minutes to perform and could be done while lying in bed or watching TV. Janet and I were confused and asked Dr. Lee why we had not been told about this life-saving breakthrough by her own doctor. She told Dr. Lee about the advice her dietitian had given her and how she had not lost a single pound from her belly or thighs in over 3 months of effort. Dr. Lee shrugged his shoulders and said, "The reason you've not heard about this before is simple. It is all natural, making it impossible for pharmaceutical companies to profit from. Doctors in North America are taught to prescribe drugs first and are not taught about natural methods like this. In my country, we learn about both types of medicine, naturopathic and allopathic, and that's why you have not heard about this highly effective method before." As you can imagine, we were excited. After Dr. Lee explained the science, Janet was blown away and eager to get started. Dr. Lee said this new breakthrough produced remarkable results with all his patients. It didn't matter if they were in their 30s, 40s, 50s, or even 60s, or if they were male or female. Every single person lost pounds of deadly belly, back, and thigh fat. And that's not all. In addition to losing pounds and inches of fat, people who had symptoms of low thyroid, high cortisol, low testosterone, and estrogen imbalance had those symptoms completely disappear in a matter of days or weeks as well. What's even more shocking was these results were achieved without drugs, high-intensity exercise programs, restrictive diets, dangerous fat-burning supplements, or eating foods that taste like dry cardboard. All that was involved was drinking one secret hormone-balancing drink and performing a simple 2-minute breathing exercise. This reset your hormones and melted off pounds and inches of belly, hip, and thigh fat for every person who tried it. Dr. Lee explained in simple terms exactly how this method works and why it was virtually unheard of back in the West. He said that Janet's weight gain was a result of a hidden hormone imbalance. This imbalance was causing fat to accumulate around her belly, hips, and thighs, and around vital organs including her liver and heart. He explained that this same hormone imbalance is happening in the bodies of most women and men over age 40, and is the number one reason why people fail at losing weight and suffer with symptoms of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even depression. The most surprising thing he said was that extreme diets and too much exercise makes your hormone balance issues worse, not better. In fact, popular diets and even prolonged fasting can upset your body's delicate hormone balance. This causes you to crave more sugar, sweets, and other junk-type foods. You then find yourself gaining weight for no apparent reason while finding it next to impossible to lose even a pound. The worst part is the approach most Western doctors take to reducing this problem is using dangerous drugs. The problem with this is it only masks the symptoms and does nothing to address the underlying problem that caused your hormone imbalance in the first place. Seeing the look in Janet's eyes, he grabbed her by the hand, took a deep breath, and said, "Don't worry. This is the answer to restoring your hormone balance and losing your deadly fat safely and quickly. In fact, I guarantee you will lose up to 10 pounds the first week. I have seen this method shrink stubborn fat cells on women and men over age 40 from all over the world, and I know it will work for you too. Just give it 7 days, and you will be shocked by how much better you look and feel, I promise you." Janet looked at me and said in a quiet voice, "This all sounds a little too good to be true." As Dr. Lee was turning to leave, he suddenly turned around and said something that stopped us dead in our tracks. "I understand you're skeptical, but the truth is, this program is different. This is designed specifically for women and men over age 40 to lose weight safely and quickly while restoring hormone balance. You need to act now and lose weight fast. If not, you risk many serious complications and diseases down the road. Plus, you will greatly lower your chances of ever getting pregnant. I'm not trying to pressure you. There is very little time left to fix your hormone issues before I must leave. Think about this very carefully and let me know your answer as soon as possible." For a split second, I considered walking away. Then I imagined what life would be like for my wife and I if we did nothing. Janet's hormone problems would get worse, and she would continue to gain dangerous fat, increasing her risk of diabetes and other diseases. Our chances of having a child would grow even slimmer, and for the rest of our lives we would always wonder, what if? So as we were about to leave, I stopped, turned to my wife and said, "We need to do this. Let's not wait another day to get you the help you need. We will find a way to make it work." With tears in her eyes, my wife smiled and said to Dr. Lee, "Okay, when do we start?" The next morning, Dr. Lee met us carrying a black leather-bound book containing 19 well-worn pages. Inside, there was a diagram of the human body with arrows pointing to 4 different areas. On page 5, there was a list of hormones, and beside each one was a drink recipe along with a few lines of instructions. Dr. Lee explained the ingredients in these secret drink recipes were all that was needed to reset Janet's hormones, reboot her metabolism, and lose deadly belly, butt, or thigh fat. He also joked that the only side effect these recipes had was a boost in libido, which would be helpful for when we decided to try and conceive again. Dr. Lee's instructions for using this guide were simple. Drink 1 serving each day and perform the easy breathing exercise. She didn't even have to break a sweat, and there was 0 impact on her joints. Everything was very clearly laid out and so simple anybody could follow. So Janet followed Dr. Lee's plan, and over the next few weeks, a miracle happened. By the following day, she immediately noticed an increase in energy and mental focus. 2 days later, the waistband on her skirt felt loose and her belly was down by half an inch. By the end of the week, Janet was blown away. She had lost nearly 9 pounds and was sleeping like a baby. Dr. Lee had said that sleeping well is a sign of good hormonal health, so Janet was excited about that too. I felt happy for her. However, I was skeptical if it would continue to work. Yet with each passing day, her results continued. Her belly was clearly flatter and she looked amazing. She looked more youthful and energetic than ever. She kept following the simple outline Dr. Lee gave her, the easy-to-prepare hormone balancing drink she took before going to bed, and the easy 2-minute breathing exercise that was shrinking her waist without breaking a sweat and with zero impact on her joints. After only 29 days, the results blew my mind. She lost 34 pounds and completely transformed her body. Trouble spots like her belly, hips, butt, and thighs were noticeably smaller, tighter, and toned. I was so happy for her. Her beautiful smile instantly put a smile on my face. Her follow-up medical with our family doctor was only a few days away. She was so excited to know the effect this simple method had on her hormones, blood sugar, and blood pressure. We were shocked by what we discovered. We arrived at the doctor's office, and as soon as he saw Janet, his eyes widened while his jaw almost dropped to the floor.
What happened to you? You look fantastic.
Janet and I just looked at each other and smiled as if we had a secret nobody else knew. The doctor then escorted her to his office to perform the tests while I stayed back in the waiting room. As I waited, I remembered the last time we were in this office when we found out Janet was pre-diabetic with high blood pressure and serious thyroid and estrogen issues, and how these issues were putting her at risk of serious disease and destroying any chance we had of ever having a child of our own. I said a silent prayer and hoped this would all be behind us soon. Finally, they came back with the test results. The look on my wife's face said it all. She was going to be okay. The doctor looked at me and said,
I have to be honest, I am very surprised by what I've seen here today. Not only has Janet lost over 30 pounds, test results show your blood pressure is down to 118/76. Your LDL cholesterol is now a safe 91. Your blood sugar has returned to a safe and normal level, and you are no longer at risk for type 2 diabetes. There's something else that really surprised me. Your estrogen levels are now well within the normal range, making it easier for you to get pregnant, while putting you at a much lower risk for cancer. Your thyroid levels have come out to a healthy 1.5, meaning you should no longer have problems with a sluggish metabolism and low energy. I'm happy to say you're as healthy as a fit 20-year-old, and you should no longer struggle with stubborn fat.
All Janet and I could say was, wow! These results far exceeded our expectations, and I was so relieved and proud of my wife after all that she had been through. She not only saved her own life, she changed her life for the better and is now an inspiration to me and many people around the world. Now at first I thought that Janet's results were just a fluke or a miracle from God to save her life, and there was no way this could be repeated for someone who had even more pounds to lose. So we tested out the exact same Trouble Spot fat loss protocol on our friend Tim, who was struggling with losing belly fat and low testosterone. And his results were nothing short of amazing. In just 6 weeks, Tim lost over 50 pounds, and by the end of 12 weeks, he was down a whopping 103 pounds, completely transforming his body. After witnessing the incredible, mind-blowing results that my wife and Tim experienced, I knew I had to get this simple, trouble spot shrinking trick in the hands of as many people as possible. Specifically, people who suffer from hormone issues and stubborn fat around their belly, hips, and thighs. Not only is it unattractive, your trouble spot fat and hormone issues are a ticking time bomb and slowly killing you, putting you at risk for type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, low energy, cancer, and stroke, just like my wife. Your hidden hormone imbalance is aging your body faster while causing wear and tear on your joints that can easily lead to chronic injuries. It is very important you do something about it now before it's too late. If not, you risk going through what Janet did, and this is not what I want for you. I want you to see your belly get flatter as soon as you wake up tomorrow morning. I want you to feel the huge increase in energy and vitality as your hormones come back into balance. And in just a few short weeks, you'll become symptom-free of any potential diseases with your dream midsection that you've always desired since you hit your late 30s. That is why I compiled these trouble spot shrinking secrets into an easy-to-use, done-for-you blueprint. Inside, you will see the exact hormone map Dr. Lee uses to diagnose specific hormone imbalances according to where you store your body fat. You'll get the exact recipe you should use once per day that will reset your cortisol levels and shrink your stubborn belly fat. This simple recipe will balance your blood sugar and switch your body into fat-burning mode instead of fat storing, and it only takes seconds to do each day. You'll get the exact recipe for increasing your thyroid levels and burning back and arm fat bulges. You'll discover the exact ratio of spices and other ingredients designed to massively boost your metabolism and turn your body into a fat-melting machine. You'll get the exact recipe for balancing your estrogen levels and incinerating stubborn hip and thigh fat. You will feel this go to work almost immediately as your body releases trapped fat it has held onto for years. You'll get the exact recipe for boosting testosterone levels in men over 40. Low T levels are a silent epidemic and the reason why men suffer from low sex drive, depression, stubborn belly fat, and chest fat. This simple recipe will reverse these symptoms and make any man feel like he is 25 again. And you know what? Honestly, just giving you these recipes would probably be enough to change your life forever. After all, if you're unable to make yourself a simple, delicious beverage every day, I don't think anybody could help you lose weight. Yet, because I want to over-deliver and make it impossible for you to fail, I'm also giving you Dr. Lee's Eastern 2-minute exercise secret for boosting sluggish metabolisms while targeting and toning your trouble spots. This involves zero movement, is incredibly easy to do, and can be performed while lying in bed watching TV. In this easy-to-follow blueprint, you'll also discover what kind of herbs and spices you should add to your favorite recipes to boost your metabolism, heal your hormones, and burn fat all day long. And most important of all, you'll have an easy-to-follow blueprint that I've laid out for you, which will specifically tell you how to lose inches and pounds of stubborn fat directly from belly, hips, and thighs while you sleep. There is absolutely no calorie counting at all. The formula that I lay out for you in this blueprint will reset your body's natural fat-burning hormones and reverse the hormonal shift that happens in your body after you turn 40. You will not find a groundbreaking hormone blueprint like this in any book, medical journal, or website. You can only find it right here on this page right now. When you try this simple trick tonight, you'll quickly reset your hormones and burn off 1 to 2 pounds in the next 24 hours. Now, if you really want to tighten and firm your stomach, I've got a special surprise for you. My wife and I went one step further and included 2-minute sequences to effectively target your belly fat and firm your midsection. These 2-minute sequences can be performed by anyone, even if you have sore joints or an injury. These sequences will properly activate your core and tighten and tone your worst problem trouble spots. These easy-to-perform sequences will increase your metabolism and overall fat burning, boost growth hormone levels, reduce pain and inflammation in your joints, help relieve stress and lower levels of the fat-storing hormone cortisol. You'll look and feel 10 years younger, have more energy, and reduce your risk of life-threatening disease. And you can accomplish all of this in just minutes per day. Now there's one more thing Dr. Lee mentioned that I didn't tell you, which will speed up the process of getting rid of your belly fat for good, plus make it so much easier. Dr. Lee also gave my wife a special detox formula she could use to reduce belly bloat and inflammation and lose inches even faster. This easy-to-follow formula helps remove toxins from your liver, increase metabolism, and accelerate fat burning. This Eastern Detox formula can be used anytime you need to shrink your belly quickly, such as before a vacation, wedding, or special occasion. This isn't one of those complicated cleanses or detoxes that force you to eat foods you've never heard of and taste disgusting. Not even close. With this Eastern Detox formula, you'll discover delicious foods that, when combined in the way Dr. Lee describes, will remove fat-storing toxins, cleanse your liver, and increase your metabolism. Not only will this Eastern Detox formula erase inches off your belly incredibly fast, your skin will glow and radiate good health in just a matter of days. You'll look years younger while having a ton more energy than ever before. Your friends will be shocked by how much younger your skin looks and feels. As you can see, there is nothing like the Trouble Spot fat loss system on the planet. You'll literally see and feel results by tomorrow. You'll also completely transform your body and health as your hormones come back into balance. Your belly fat, love handles, and thighs will shrink, and you'll become symptom-free of life-threatening diseases like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and high blood pressure. You'll look years younger, become the happiest version of yourself. Plus, you won't have to pay hundreds of dollars to dietitians personal trainers, or those infomercial gurus who don't understand a thing about your hormone imbalance and how to fix it for good. However, right now, at this very moment, you'll finally be able to fix your hormone imbalance and shrink your trouble spots. Your belly will flatten as your stubborn fat disappears. Your favorite pants will slide on with ease as your hips and thighs shrink. Your sex drive will skyrocket and your joint pain will disappear. You'll wake up feeling happy and full of energy, life, and vitality. You can start experiencing all of this as soon as tonight. Now, before you grab your copy of this amazing program, I want to tell you what it cost us to obtain this life-changing information. As I mentioned earlier, we paid $2,000 to Dr. Lee for the information contained in this program. Due to the high volume of traffic, our web hosting fees are over $1,500 per month and climbing. Our distribution cost is $29 per order. And our web development costs are over $99 a day. Plus, we pay a royalty for every single copy we sell. So for this once-in-a-lifetime solution that includes the Trouble Spot Fat Loss Blueprint, the Trouble Spot Hormone Map, the Cortisol Reset Drink Recipe, the Thyroid Reset Drink Recipe, the Estrogen Reset Drink Recipe, the Testosterone Reset Drink Recipe, the 2-minute belly flattening follow-along sequences, and the Flat Belly Eastern Detox Formula, to not cost us a fortune to give away, I would need to charge $299 for this groundbreaking solution. Heck, even at this price, you would still be saving thousands compared to what it has cost my wife and I to compile all this information into an easy-to-use system. However, this isn't about the money for us. So I'm going to do something that will absolutely blow your mind. When you say yes to the full Trouble Spot Fat Loss System right now, you'll pay the extremely low price of just $67 to finally reset and balance your hormones, reduce your risk of life-threatening diseases, get rid of every single ounce of fat that is sitting around your belly, hips, or thighs, while fitting to that dream dress you've been eyeing or your favorite pair of pants that you couldn't fit into since your 20s. Now, before you click the order button, I want to make a deal with you. My wife and I have a goal to get this priceless information into as many hands as possible and to hear about your results. We are going to make this even easier for you to get started as soon as tonight, so you're not going to pay the insanely discounted price of just $67. Instead, I'll give you the entire Trouble Spot Fat Loss System to you for a one-time secure investment of just $37. Here's what you need to do so you can get started seeing results as soon as tomorrow. Click the Add to Cart button below and you'll be taken to a secure order form that looks like this. Once you've entered your information, you'll have access to the complete done-for-you solution to reset your hormones and shrink your belly, hips, and thighs in a way you've never experienced before. You'll get access to every component of the Trouble Spot Fat Loss System, including the Trouble Spot Fat Loss Blueprint, the Trouble Spot Hormone Map, the Cortisol Reset Drink Recipe, the Thyroid Reset Drink Recipe, the Estrogen Reset Drink Recipe, the Testosterone Reset Drink Recipe, the 2-minute belly flattening follow-along sequences, and the Flat Belly Eastern Detox Formula. Everything you will ever need to finally balance your hormones and get rid of your belly fat is just a click of a button away. You'll be able to access everything immediately from your computer, smartphone, or tablet. There is no need to wait for anything to be shipped, so you can get started in just minutes from now. All that is left for you to do now is to take action. I promise you this, nothing is going to change in your life until you make your move. I recommend you do this right now because I don't know how long this information will be up on the internet, especially at this low price. That's what Janet and Tim did to change their body and health. This is also what thousands of other Trouble Spot Fat Loss users have done as well. Now it's your turn. We are only authorized to sell this program for a limited time. If you return later to see this offer is over, then you will be too late. Now, I totally understand if you feel hesitant or if you're skeptical if this really works. I'm going to put those worries aside right now. That's why I'm giving you a complete 60-day money-back, no questions asked guarantee. Simply put, if you don't see or feel any results in as little as 1 day from today, I even recommend that you get a refund. You see, I know this system works. You just have to try this solution out for yourself. If you're not blown away like everyone else who's had their hands on this Trouble Spot shrinking breakthrough information, just send me an email and I'll give you a full refund with no questions asked. I am more than comfortable taking all the risk here because I truly believe that this will work for you. You now have absolutely no risk to try this breakthrough system right now. I hate to say this, the clock is ticking. You don't want to go through what my wife went through. And why would you when the solution is right on your fingertips? Do the right thing for your family and loved ones by pushing the order button you see below. Immediately after, you'll have instant access to the entire TroubleSpot Fat Loss system. After you claim your copy, you can take 2 full months to try the entire program out for yourself. If for any reason you're not satisfied, or you feel like the inches of fat on your trouble spots aren't flying off fast enough, simply send me an email to the address I will give you on the instant download page, and I will refund your entire purchase with no questions asked. There is 0 risk on your part. The only risk you have is if you leave this page and feel the horrible pain of regret because you didn't follow the simple program when you had the chance. Your body and your health are worth 100 million times more than the small price today for this amazing information I have for you. And remember, there is a 100% satisfaction guarantee, so there is no excuse. Get started now by clicking the order button below. My time is almost up, and we are nearing the end of this presentation. This won't be available for much longer, so I suggest you act fast by clicking the order button you see below. Your body, health, and hormones are your responsibility. Stop giving control over to the greedy drug companies and diet infomercial people. Don't waste another dime on another DVD or exercise gadget that does not work. Today is the day you say no to feeling tired, fat, and full of aches and pains, and say yes to living the rest of your life in a healthy, trim body, free from heart disease, diabetes, and arthritis. The TroubleSpot Fat Loss Program is the solution you've been looking for. Try the simple 2-minute hormone balancing drink recipe, the Flat Belly Eastern Detox Formula, the 2-minute belly flattening sequence, the TroubleSpot Hormone Map, the Type 2 Diabetes and Heart Disease Reversing Recipes, the Delicious Metabolism Boosting Meal Plan, the detailed instructional videos, and everything else that comes with the program. See how incredibly quick and easy it really is to see your belly fat shrink, your thighs become slim, and your butt tighten. Starting tomorrow morning and every morning after that, you'll visually notice your belly, hips, and thighs get slimmer and slimmer each time you look in that mirror. Feel the boost in your metabolism while taking control of your hormones, reducing your risk of life-threatening diseases, and look and feel 10 years younger in the fastest time possible. Rid your body of the nasty toxins that infiltrate your intestines, which holds the fat to your belly, hips, and other trouble spots. Hear the compliments from your friends, family, coworkers, and even complete strangers. You'll have every possible remedy to reset your hormones so that you never hit a plateau and finally achieve your dream body and health faster than you've ever realized. Your success is guaranteed. Now make the right choice and have the future you deserve. Click the Add to Cart button below and seize this opportunity. You will be so very glad that you did. I wish you abundant good health. Got questions? I've got answers. Question: does this work for men and women? Answer: yes. This is specifically designed to address the hormone changes that happen to women and men who are over 40. Question: I'm over 60 years old. Will this still work for me? Answer: absolutely. This system can even work for you when you reach your 70s and even 80s. Question: what if I don't see and feel results in a few days' time? Answer: I am so confident you'll see fast results that I'm personally giving you a 100% money-back guarantee. You have nothing to lose. You either get results or you pay nothing. Click the Add to Cart button below and get started today.